Hello everyone, and welcome to another V2 of a level that's not Rolling Sky. It's Dancing Lion, and it's the not yearly, it's the all-level ranking for Dancing Lion. Now you might be wondering, Casual, why is this a yearly thing and not the Rolling Sky one? And that's because, well, Rolling Sky has 267 levels in the game. This has 63. So, this is much more manageable. There has been one new level added since last year, and yes, I am counting the mystery, because while it is Steam only, it is still in the game technically. So, not many new spots, but a lot has changed on my list, with the largest fall, I think, being almost 20 spots, and the largest rise being about 20 spots as well. But my last place level still has not changed, so let's see if you guys remember what it was last year. The worst level in Dancing Lion and 63rd place, kicking off our F tier, we have the Savannah, which fell one spot from last year where it was 63rd place and in the F tier as well. I mean, the only reason it fell one spot is because the mystery is above it. I mean, obviously it would be. This is still the worst level in the game, in my opinion. And I don't know why. It just makes me feel nothing playing this level. Like, it's worse than the next level we're going to see. Just because, like, I feel like it should just do more. But, like, I actually just, like, dislike coming back to this level because it's so... Well, first of all, it's an easier level, and I already don't like those in this game. In Rolling Sky, they might have some redeeming qualities. Like, the lowest easy level on my tier list, I would say, is like Tsunami or something. But in this game, it hurts a lot more. Legitimately, this just feels so boring, and the soundtrack is literally nothing. I will say it's probably better than our next spot, but the route and gameplay of this level just does not do it for me. I don't know what it is. I've always just despised coming back to this level because it's boring, it's just unfun. It looks like fine, I guess, but it is one of the older levels. Well, I guess it's kind of in the middle era, like 2018, but I would consider that like one of the older levels. I don't know. I've just never enjoyed coming back to this one, and I can't really explain why I don't like it. It's just really bad to me. And I'd actively prefer playing levels like the Spring and the Spring Lullaby, which are like legitimately take no effort at all, over this level, just because I don't find this level appealing in any way, and it's so hard for me to explain to you guys why I hate this level. It's just one that, like, when I see, oh my god, I have to replay this level, I'm just like, okay, let's waste like 2 minutes of my life. In 62nd place, we have the Spring, which was 54th place last year, meaning it fell 8 spots, and it was actually in the C tier. Now it is in the F tier. There's only 2 levels in my F tier, and this level's fallen down because I think we all just know it's just boring. I don't know. And I see people say stuff in Rolling Sky, where, like, you can't hit a 1-star because it's boring, and I'm like, yes, I can, because, like, as a pro player in both games, it's boring to come back to them, because I want to have fun when I play, but if I don't have fun while playing it, then why should I like it? And, like, that's just a subjective thing. Obviously, opinions are subjective, but, like, that's how I feel about this level. And the Spring Lullaby, which we will be seeing very soon. Just, we'll have like a short break in between, I guess. But yeah, the Spring has fallen quite a lot here. In 60th place, kicking off our D tier, we have the Spring Lullaby, which fell 17 spots from last year. 16 spots from last year. No, I'm right, 17. Where it was 44th place. And in the B tier... Yeah, now it's in the D tier, but yeah. I think the main reason I liked the level so much back then, because this is a huge fall, this is like one of the largest falls of the video, is because it was like exclusive to like a lucky unlock, meaning that you'd like sometimes see the level, but most times you wouldn't have it. Well, with Dancing Line Community Edition, which is how I'm going to be playing levels like Alone, all three versions of Faded, Despacito, and the Spring Lullaby and Dream of Sky remix. I cannot believe I almost died there. But yeah, that's probably why now I could just play these levels whenever I want because they're already unlocked. That's my main point there. And while this level is better than the Spring because it is technically a little bit more challenging because there's less room to move around, I also think it just looks more beautiful. The problem all stems from gameplay here, because I think in Dancing Line gameplay is actually even more of a must than in Rolling Sky. And overall, to me, the soundtrack's not, like, amazing. It shares it with the Spring. So it's not perfect, but it is better than F tier, because at least it does look beautiful. And it's, like, a little bit more challenging. In 60th place, we have The Ugly Duckling, which was in 61st place last year and in the F tier, meaning that it's moved up a spot and a tier. Yeah, I got a lot of like hate or negative responses from people in the comments of last year's video saying that The Ugly Duckling was way too low. I didn't know this level was as loved as it was. I didn't think my opinion would be that controversial that it was this low. I've just never had fun with this level, personally. I think the story is cool. I love that we get to, like, most of the time be in the water. And also I love that there's kind of weird collision hitboxes at the end with the moving swans. I think that's really funny to manipulate. But, once again, it just suffers from being unfun gameplay-wise. I'm not really a fan of, like, most things that this level tries to do. And while the soundtrack can sound emotional, it's not amazing. It's... Oh, wow, what was that? We all saw that, right? Yeah, overall, some people like it. I don't find it as cinematic or as fun as a lot of other people do. In 59th place, we have The Time. Also moving up a spot from last year, where it was 60th place and still in the G tier. I mean... It's like the introductory level to Dancing Line. Well, technically the Spring is, but like this is the one that kind of like has all the stuff at the end. I don't know. Technically, I guess you could say I could count the beginning for this ranking, but I don't. These are kind of combined spots. It's an okay level. I mean, it's just simple. The designs look cool. I don't want everyone hating on me in the comments because I'm just like, this level's boring. This level, like... I'm just going to straight out say it. A lot of the easy levels on this list are going to be low. With one exception, there is an easy level like in my top 5, I think. It's in my top 10 for sure. So, and maybe that's even recency bias technically because it is more of a recent, although recent is very relative to this game. When I say recent, I'm meaning like 2019 to 2020 and past then. That's recent for this game. But talking about this level, it's just... meh, to me. But this time machine thing is really cool. Up next, we have Dream of Sky in 58th place, falling 7 spots from last year. It was 51st place. And in the C tier, I think? I don't know. I think this is less controversial than most other placements near the bottom, because I've seen a lot of hate for this level, and I will say it's kind of deserved. Once again, it just kind of boils down to easy level, really boring theme. Like, very generic. Just think of Cloud and from Rolling Sky. That's basically this level. In fact, the Chamber remix is a lot better, so it actually does gain quite a few spots here. See, like, what the hell is this lag today? I might just switch to the community version. But, yeah, it's just really boring, and I don't like it, like, thematically. The stuff at the end with the balloons is cool, But other than that, there's nothing really that cool about this level. In 57th place, falling 5 spots from last year where it was 52nd place in the C tier, we have the beach. I mean, I'm sorry. Once again, it just boils down to, that, like, oh, easy level. Wow. However, there is one thing that I will say. There is a difference between this level on this version and the community version. This version is easier. On the community version, I would actually rate this quite a bit higher, but I am technically ranking all these levels on the official version because, like, all this extra space right here, this does not exist on the community version. Also, all of this disco tile, some of it is only 1 tile wide. Like, that extra space does not exist. And, like, this would be, like, 1 tile wide here. So, they give you a lot more space in the official version. I actually like it less, I like it less than the official version because of that. It felt really weird in the other version, it being like that. Another weird detail I noticed is, and this has no effect on gameplay, instead of there being 2 ores right here, there's only 1 in that version. I just thought that was really interesting. It literally has no gameplay difference. I just thought it was weird that they decided to do that. So, those are the differences between the community version and this version, but overall I think this version is the weaker one, so it does place lower here. In 56th place, we have the Ocean, moving up 3 spots from last year where it was in 59th place and still in the D tier. Once again, easy level. Need I say more? The reason it moved up is because I just like the theme a lot. Like, the underwater theme looks really good, and it was actually based off another game that Cheetah Mobile had at the time, where you had to, like, take pictures of, like, ocean animals. I forget what it was called, but I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? At least I remember. So, an issue I do have with this level, though, is that sometimes the soundtrack and the tapping can get off, and I hate it when levels have that. Like, Amusement Park is a big culprit of that, just because of all of its extra routes, and I don't like that. Another thing is that, like, sometimes, like, tapping while, like, jumping on these manta rays is legitimately some of the most, like, glitchy things ever. So the theming can't really drag up the bad gameplay here, and I actually have more reasons than just, oh, it's an easy level to put it down here. The glitchiness of the gameplay sometimes is legitimately just really annoying, and I can't get over how bad it is in some areas. The ending is cool, but also right here the jellyfish hitboxes can be so glitchy, and it's really annoying how you have to tap at the end, and, like, sometimes you'll just not tap and you'll die, and you don't think that you have to, so that's a really annoying thing that I'm definitely docking this level a little bit of points for. In 55th place, we have the Winter, which fell 2 spots from last year, where it was in 53rd place, and in the C tier, I think. It was, like, the lowest in C tier. Yeah, I mean, it's, once again, a very boring... It's not that boring compared to other levels down here. However, the problem, in my opinion, stems from it being too simplistic. Now, on the Community Edition, they also have the Winter 1.0, which is the version they plan to release, before they got all these, like, texture updates. And my god, it looks better than that. However, there's other levels that were released in the first update. Well, I mean, there was 2 other levels. One of which is... Wow, that was so dumb. I just, like, face-pit jump. One of those levels is the Chaos, which, if you don't know, I don't really like that much in Rolling Sky, but in Dancing Line, I think it's absolutely a masterpiece. So, really, there's no excuse for this level being, like, too simplistic here. Sure, there's Christmas trees and all of that, and it looks fine, but a lot of the obstacles here are just blocks, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think if this level was released later into the game's lifespan, it probably would have looked a lot better, and it probably could have been a lot higher on this list. Maybe some of you guys will say I'm putting it too low, but I honestly don't have nostalgia for this level, for it being the first level ever in the game. Unlike Massive and Rolling Sky, which I have insane nostalgia for, it just comes down to which game I like more, and obviously, due to my channel, you could probably guess which one I like more. In 54th place, ending off our D tier, we have the Hip Hop Evolution, which rose 4 spots from last year, where it was 58th place, and in the D tier. Yeah, I mean, this level has grown on me a little bit. The music concept, like how it evolved throughout the years, is really cool, and I think I thought that last year too. Maybe I didn't say it, I don't know. But once again, just like pretty much, yeah, every other level on this list so far, it suffers way too much from being too easy. I think if this level had been a little bit more challenging, it probably would have been A tier, which is a lot better than where it is right now. Although A tier is top 25. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some good parts about this level. I really like the 80s and 90s section, because they just look cool. But, like, 2000s, I feel like is just because most of the time they spend with that stupid DJ part where you're just literally tapping back and forth for 35 times. I counted it one time, and I will never forget that. But like, this part's really cool. Like, I just like it. It sounds cool, and it looks cool as well. And the trumpets falling from the sky is also really funny to me. And I also just like how it tells you which decade you're in. Like, right there it said 90s. And I think that's pretty cool. Although it doesn't, like, 90s doesn't last nearly as long as I would have liked it to. Because I feel like all they're just showing us is basketball courts, and that's just kind of boring. Like, now we're already in the 2000s, I think. Maybe no, actually, I think this is still 90s. If this is still 90s, then this is good. But if this is 2000s, then I'm actually docking it points because this is inaccurate to real life. I always forget where the 2000s thing pops up. Oh, no, that's 2000. Okay, good. I was going to say. Because, like, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and then that last one, 36, but I don't count that. Yeah, no, like that's such a horrible way to end off a level, just by, like, tapping 35 times, and like, there's nothing interesting going on in the background. Like, the DJ does not count, it's doing the same thing the entire time. That's what pushes it down to D tier, because that, to me, is just bad level design, because they couldn't figure out what to do with the last 30, like, the last 10% of the level. Kicking off the C tier, we have, I believe, Austin's least favorite level, the Autumn, in 53rd place, falling 16 spots from last year, where it was 37th place, and in the B tier. What I like about this level is that there's so many cheesy things you can do in the beginning. It's just fun to try that out. Otherwise, though, it's a very simplistic level, seeing as it was one of the first ever added into the game. Which, you know, in Rolling Sky doesn't necessarily dock you points. And in this game, it technically doesn't either. But it's worse in this game, because a lot of early levels are just too simplistic. Like I said, Chaos is an exception. The Storm is an exception. But other than that, like, other levels are just kind of eh. And the problem with this level is it just kind of confines you to this stupid, like, green space the entire time. Like, this area. Once you get free of it, it's pretty fun again. And the piano, like, music sounds really good here. I actually really like the soundtrack. But this section with 3 gems is just so unoriginal. It's not challenging at all once you know how to do it. Like, it might look scary at first, but it's really not challenging. This part's cool, though. I like this part. What I don't like, though, is this gem right here, where you actually don't tap to the music at all. And I hate when gems do that, because, like, I feel like they're just trying to trick you. But overall, this level has a lot of flaws, but more good things, I would say, than a D tier level, so it barely squeezes in as the C tier, like, lowest in C tier here. In 57th place, we have the Piano, which moved up 5 spots from last year, where it was 57th place and in the D tier. This level moved up because I realized it is kind of an iconic level for the game, even though it's really easy, which is its main flaw. And it's kind of simplistic design-wise too, but it does actually represent a piano. I'm interested to see what you guys think of this ranking actually, because like back when I filmed the other one, there was not nearly as like a core community as there is now. So I actually don't know what many people's opinions are on this ranking, or if I'm like really controversial at all. So if I say that there's a controversial take and it's legitimately one of the least controversial takes ever, just know that I have no idea what people think of this game. Minimax legitimately just kind of abandoned it, so that's kind of sad. Good to see the Steam ports getting love, I guess, but that was just one level. As for this one, it's just okay. Like I said, it's iconic to the game, so I feel like I have to put it at a C tier. Like lowest, it could be a C tier. However, it's just too simplistic and easy for me to ever want to replay this a lot. Like most of the levels near the bottom of this list, with the exception of the Autumn, which just has a lot of pitfalls. In 51st place, breaking our streak of easy levels, we have The Plains, falling one spot from last year where it was 50th place, and still in the C tier. Yeah, this one only fell because the mystery was added to the game. It's still fairly the same as last year. My opinion on it are still the same. I mean, like, legitimately, there's nothing, like, that interesting here. It's kind of a generic old level. And unlike in Dancing Lion, where a lot of old levels can be good, not a lot of old levels in this game are that good, in my opinion. I think as Dancing Lion got more advanced and was able to build some more interesting aspects into the game, the levels got more and more interesting. As you will see, my favorite level in Dancing Lion is a relatively newer level, and actually most of my top 10 is as well, and the ones that aren't are levels that are nostalgic to me in some way. There's one exception. 10th place has none of those. In 50th place, we have the Storm Blues remix, and this is starting off a streak of remixes. This level fell 12 spots from last year, where it was 38th place and in the B tier. I think this is, and I think last year I said this too, is worse than the original level. Also, I do like that you can do this, though. It adds an additional challenge. And that's why I like this level, because there's stuff like that. But other than that, it's just kind of a bland and boring remix. Another just boring level. Dancing Lion suffers a lot from this, and just because I'm putting a lot of like easy levels low does not mean that there is not going to be a single one at the top. Like I said, there's one in my top 10. There's quite a few in the A tier, and certainly a few in high B tier. The thing about them, though, is that most of the easy levels are also older, which means that I'm not as big of a fan of them. If we were to like categorize levels into stars, this would be like the easiest 2-star. And everything before this is like a 1-star. So, like, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I prefer the Storm a lot more because it's a lot more challenging and it's just more fun. But like in Dancing Lion Community Edition, I just want to point there's 4 versions of this one, which is absolutely insane. Like, there's the original one, the 2.0, which is the one they almost released but didn't, and then the 1.0, which sucks, and then the Angry Storm, which is harder than the racing. That was funny. So I just want to highlight that. But yeah, as for this level, it's just, eh. Alright, in 49th place, we have the Winter Remix, which moved up 2 spots from last year, where it was 51st place, and still C tier. What the hell? This is definitely better than the Winter. I can say that with a lot of confidence. Unlike our last level, it does improve upon the Winter, and it just makes it harder. And actually, this is a lot harder than the original for some reason. It also just looks more visually pleasing. The problem I have with it, though, is that routing-wise, literally nothing's different. And actually, I believe in this update, or an update very soon after it, the original Winter got nerfed to make it, like, easier, and now it just looks exactly the same as this version. Like, before, this version looked a little different, like, especially in this part, but now they just look exactly the same. Like, I literally don't see any reason why you should ever take the route that I just did, because there's an easier way. So I just wish they left the route a little different, because right now it's literally just a faster version that's, like, a little bit more fast-paced, which makes it more fun. But, like, legitimately, nothing else is really that different here. And I would have just liked if they changed it a little bit more than they actually did. So it's the second best remix of the streak of 3, but the best one is Dream of Sky remix in 48th place, falling 5 spots from last year where it was 43rd in the B tier. I think the song change is really good. However, there is a problem with this remix. In the Longs update, which was the most recent update to the official game, they changed this level. It used to be Dream of Sky, like, faster, with the same color scheme, which I liked more. They changed it so that it was the same speed as Dream of Sky, but it's just a new remix. And while I like the remix, yeah, and the color scheme, I like the faster version so much better. Like, it legitimately was so much more fun. So I'm really upset that they nerfed this. Like, I don't really even know why they did it too. Like, Minimax made a lot of good decisions with this game, and they barely made any. But almost every single decision they made was good, except for this change. I honestly preferred the original version, but the Chamber remix is still fine, I guess. What saves this level is the color scheme anyway. The rainbow color scheme just works so much better with the sky theme level in my opinion anyway, and it feels much less generic than the original did. However, it still suffers from being way too easy, but hey, at least it's got that cool new remix. The balloon part's still cool, this is what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, overall it's barely any different. I just like the color scheme better, and I guess the remix sounds cool, but legitimately nothing really changed here. And if this was still the faster version, I think that this would be probably in B tier still, but in all honesty, this was probably the worst decision that Minimax made with this game, other than abandoning it completely. I don't know if this is controversial, but I feel like it would be. In 47th place, we have the Christmas Eve, falling 11 spots from last year, where it was 36th place in the B tier. I feel like a lot of people would like this level, but I honestly think both Christmas levels in this game are extremely weak. They are both not really that fun. In fact, we're going to see the Christmas party very soon. And, like, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but, like, the sleigh part here, I don't like it. It just feels hard to control. It's often that you'll miss a gem. Like, I was trying to beat it, and I just missed that gem right there. It was really annoying. And, like, skill issue, sure, but, like, this is one of the instances where I feel like one of the new mechanics just doesn't work. And sure, the song is pretty good, I'll admit. It just feels like, I don't know. I've just never really been that big of a fan of this level. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but let's just talk about our next one. In 46th place, we have the Christmas Party, falling 1 spot from last year, where it was 45th place, and the lowest in B tier. I was just rebeating this in the Dancing Light Community Edition, and my god, I had a horrible time doing this. I was debating moving it below the Christmas Eve, but overall I think this one's a little better for one reason, and one reason only. It has 2 separate paths. However, something that really pisses me off is that in the secret exit, yes, secret exit and pissed off in the same thing, you can die, and it's easy to die in the secret exit. And I don't like that, because, like, in the maze, it's hard to get into the secret exit, but it's really not that easy to die there. In this one, it's almost guaranteed that you'll die if you don't know what to do. And I died there. I forgot what to do, and it's so annoying because, like, I hate that. This level pissed me off. I died like 5 times getting to the end, whereas with the Christmas Eve I beat it in 1 attempt. But like, it's just really annoying. I mean, like, I don't like that. Overall, the 2 separate paths are pretty cool, though. I always prefer to go into the mountains because it's a little easier, and I like the stars. But if you do decide to go into the forest, it's cool how you jump back onto the path using, like, the faded bouncers. Although I do have some very strong opinions on the faded bouncers when we get to that level. But, yeah. Something I do like at the end, though, that's very interactive, and it is kind of challenging, is that right here, a snowball will come flying at the screen. And even when you know it's coming, the screen shake is honestly pretty challenging to dodge. But I honestly like it, because it does provide a good challenge. So I feel like, overall this level tries to be unique and interesting, but it just doesn't really work that much. Even though there are some good parts of the route. But, like, this part right here is absolutely terrible. Like, you can go here, but it's so easy to die on this fence. Like, look at how, like, late that auto-locks you into the ending. That is a terrible auto-lock. And if you don't know what an auto-lock is, it's just when it automatically, like, shoots you to the ending. I hate how late that activates, because it means you're always going to crash into the fence in the background. So it's really annoying. But overall, 45th place. Or 6th place, whoops. Well, we've talked about levels being too easy. But what about levels that are too hard? Well, in 45th place, we have the Chinese Garden. Falling 10 spots from last year, where it was 35th place in the B tier. Yeah, so I have a huge problem with the Chinese Garden. It is way too challenging. Also a skill issue, but who cares? STFU. The beginning is really easy, but I think we all know what part I'm talking about when I say that this level is too challenging. Like, legitimately, it's not that bad until you get to 60%, and I think you all know what happens at 60%. If you don't know, then you'll find out. But I guess before we get there, let's talk about the positives. This level looks visually, like, very visually appealing. Especially for an early 2017 level, they did a pretty good job here. The soundtrack sounds okay. Not my favorite, but also not my least favorite as well. But here is where my problem stemmed from. Right here. This bridge is the bane of not only mine, but probably a lot of the community's existence. Look how skinny this is. That's what she said, but, like, this the hitbox for this bridge is legitimately terrible. Like, you have to be basically 100% accurate on these bridges in order not to die. There's probably like a 5% margin of error, and that's not a good margin. Like, sure, you might be thinking, well, it is the second hardest level in the game, and I'm sure some people think that, and that's okay. I just disagree. First of all, that was lag, so that's fine. Like, why did I not get that checkpoint? That's another thing. The checkpoints here are so unforgiving. Like, it's almost like, you basically have to be 100% accurate in order to do this, which makes perfecting this level legitimately horrible. Not only to mention the one gem after, you have to click to the music, and there is no way that the game tells you to do that. That gem was left uncollected by me for years because I had no idea how to collect it. So yeah, it's getting C tier just for being way too challenging and having no indicators. Even the racing, the most challenging level in the game, does not get points off for it. But this one does. In 44th place, falling 3 spots from last year, but it was 41st place, we have The Earth. It was also in the B tier. I have no idea if this is controversial, like if people like this level, but it seems like most of the community does, because I swear they make so many fan-made levels with this level soundtrack. Like, even the 3rd anniversary had a pretty huge section based on this level. I just don't think that it's that good, and if people like it, then in that case it's overrated, but like I said, I don't know what people's opinions are on levels in this game. I don't know, I've just never really liked it that much. It just seems kind of, like, easy, but also just kind of generic. like theming wise. Like, ooh, it's the Earth, and it's pretty, and it's getting taken over by construction. Oh no, like, I mean, yeah, it's true, but like, I don't know. In 43rd place, we have the Mountains, which fell one spot from last year where it was 42nd place, and in the B tier. Yeah, I think this is a pretty beloved level, but I'm sorry. That one gem, and we all know what gem I'm talking about, is terrible. I would think it's probably the worst one in the game. It's also the hardest one in the game. And the reason I think that is because it's so frame perfect. Like, some might think that's a good challenge, but it just makes for an annoying, like, comeback of this level. Like, I dread coming back to this level and having to perfect it again. Like, I do not look forward to it. And that's not something I really like in a level. Otherwise, it's just, like, fine. It's pretty basic anyway. But that gem does not help it at all. I mean, like, it looks cool, especially at this part, but the first, like, 60% of the level just looks like that. And then to the end, it's just kind of linear, snowy pathways, which I guess does represent a mountain climb. Cool. I just cannot get over how bad that gem design is. Like, and we all know which one I'm talking about, too. Like, I'm pretty sure 99% of the player base would know which one I'm talking about. And if you don't, it's this one up here. You see all these birds? Yep, if you hit them, this happens. It's so frame perfect, though. Like, even with the marker you can pay for, it's legitimately one of the hardest things I've ever done in a video game. And yeah, that is why I hate this level, because it's, well, I don't hate it, I just hate that gem so much, and it definitely drags this level down at least, a few spots. In 42nd place, we have the Plains Remix, which was last year in 46th place, meaning it moved up 4 spots, and it was actually the top of C tier last year. It's actually moved up almost an entire tier, because it's almost the top of C tier this year, though it's more impressive. There's one level left in the C tier, but we'll get to that one next. This one, basically everything I said about this level last year kind of checks out here. A few levels have moved down, though, which means that it has improved quite a few spots. Those being, like, the Christmas party and the Christmas Eve both moved down from B tier, meaning that, you know, it's already moved up. And yeah, this surfboard section is really cool, I would say. It's not nearly as hard as you'd think it would be. Though I just died. It's honestly not that bad, and I actually kind of like that. But it's also kind of easy to die, too, especially if you're not paying attention. And most remixes don't change that much about the original level, but this one honestly does. Really just for this section alone. But hey, at least it made a change. Okay, wow, I suck at this today. I'm just not going to try. But, like I said, at least it made a change. So I'm going to give it a lot of points for that. But ending off our C tier, we have the Halloween, which is 41st place on this list, which moved up 7 spots from last year, where it was 48th place, and also in the C tier. Yeah, I mean, this is really generic gameplay. Now I'm going to be off because of that lag. Yeah, I mean, like, this is pretty cool. If it stayed like this the entire time, I would be fine. However, the problem stems from about when you get to 50%. And that's not good if there's a problem for 50% of the level. And in my opinion, there is. Like, this is really cool. Going through different grave sites and all of that. I really enjoy that. Like, aesthetically, gameplay-wise, it's awesome. And really, aesthetically, I don't have that much of a problem with this level because it looks cool everywhere. My problem, gameplay-wise, stems right here. From this point on, it's basically just stuff like this the entire time. Like, gameplay-wise, it's really boring. And, like, aesthetically, it's not really that interesting either. From this point on, you are basically just on this path, and I'm not a huge fan of that. While sure, there's stuff going on in the background, who's actually looking in the background while they're playing? Like, you can, but you're gonna die. Like, you can't pay attention to, like, every aesthetic detail, so what's the point? Like, this is literally just straight taps, and I don't know, like, people say, like, Rolling Sky routes are repetitive. This is a repetitive route. And I can say that a lot of routes in this game are repetitive. This is certainly one of them, and it's probably one of the biggest victims of that. Like, after 50%, I think, oh, this level just goes downhill for the worse. I mean, obviously. And it ends up barely missing out on the B tier this year. In 40th place, kicking off the B tier, we have The End, which moved up 16 spots from last year. One of our biggest move-ups, where it was in 56th place and in the D tier. Now, I could be wrong about this move-up, but I don't know. On the community version, which I'm not playing right now, all of the bugs in the official version are gone. So I moved it up for that, because that's probably the version I'll be playing more often. I'm playing this version because it seems to be less laggy today. But, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's still lag. My problem with this level stems from its glitchiness, which, I mean, a lot of people hate the glitchiness of The End, and I agree. Wow, I just missed a gem. Like, because of the U-turn mechanics and, like, issues with platforms flying up too late, like before you're even, or after you're already on them, it makes this level kind of annoying to come back to, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that, because it's in this section right here. Also, you can manipulate the line in that section with the U-turn, because it actually used a U-turn. And that's the glitchiness of fan-made levels, honestly. Also, this is just extremely basic, I just want to say. Oh yeah, this is the part where I have an issue. First of all, rumble, that's annoying. But, like, look, it's impossible for me to do anything about that. That's really annoying. Maybe I should have it lower. I don't know. On the community version, all of those bugs are fixed. So I don't know where to put this one. But B tier seems fine, I guess. In 39th place, we have The Desert, which moved up one spot from last year, where it was 40th place and also in the B tier. Nothing much has changed for this level, I will say. It's about where it was last year, and it's still a solid level. One of the first to ever come into the game. I just want to point out, all three original levels had horrible cameras, and actually plus the Storm. The Winter, the Storm, the Desert, and the Chaos 1.0 had terrible cameras. Like, you know how this camera is just kind of following me? They would just kind of stop, wait, and then go again. And on the Chaos, that was terrible. I somehow one-attempted the level just because I followed the music. But, like, if you didn't know how to play the Chaos, it was terrible. So, I'm just glad we have better camera angles now. And Desert was also one of those. Actually, this level got a lot of changes before it released in the first update. And I think it just made it better overall. Still, it's just a average level. There's nothing too bad about it, and I don't have much more to add here. In 38th place, I have The Exodus, which moved up 9 spots from last year, where it was 47th place and in the C tier. Some people might disagree with me here, and a lot of people hate this level because the camera angles are terrible, and they are. But I think the theming here is actually a really good idea. It was just pulled off not perfectly. See, that's the camera angle that everyone always talks about being terrible because a lot of people die there. But honestly, once you get used to it, it's fine. The camera in this level is kind of the main point, I would say, as well. It's kind of its main gimmick. And I'm fine with levels playing around with the camera, but like I just mentioned in the last segment, some cameras are not good. And I'm not saying that this camera is good. I think there's a lot of flaws with it. I just think the concept is really cool. Like, the blood in the water. If you guys don't know what an exodus is, it's the mass, like, migration or, like, people leaving. So, emigration of an area. And this is obviously what we're doing. We're trying to leave, like, a bad land. I mean, it's honestly kind of sad, too. Like, up here, if you know what I'm about to say, there are animals right here that are going to just fall over and die. Like, that's just sad. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that's sad. But also the soundtrack just fits here so well too. Like, it actually makes me feel like so like there's so much, I don't know, like drama. No, like excitement to leave. Like, we're about to get there. It's just like kind of like a plot of a movie. I don't know. This is also sad. The horses getting crushed by giant boulders. Like, look at this. Like, what? Also, the wood flies up from under the rock. I just want to say, like, physics. Okay. Yeah. Overall, I think this level's a little underrated. I see a lot of hate for it in the community. Well, the camera is terrible. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. In 37th place, we have The Storm. Was moved up 2 spots from last year, where it was 39th place and in the B tier. Once again, very similar to what I said last year. What? Look at what? How did the line was still alive. I did not know that was a thing. I want to try this again, but yeah, it's honestly not. See, like, why did that work? It's a pretty fun level. And like I said earlier, there's 3 versions of the storm, or 4 versions of the storm in the other version. There's this one, 1.0, which is the one with the terrible camera, 2.0, and then the Storm of Anger, which also takes from the 1.0 and then adds onto it by making it extremely hard. It's the hardest level in the game, harder than the racing, and by a long shot too. I still cannot beat it. It's a really challenging level. It takes a lot of inputs. But this level is really solid. For a original update level, or like somewhere around the original, I forget which 3 levels that they were, like between the winter, the desert, the storm, and the chaos. I always forget which 3 came in the first update. I feel like it wasn't the storm though. Still, for like one of the original levels, it's really solid. Still holds up well to this day. It's just like kind of simplistic. Well, no, not really. I don't know. I just don't enjoy it as much as other levels. It's kind of boring at some parts and maybe a little repetitive. I do wish it used the extended soundtrack that the Storm of Anger has, just made it easier, because that would make the level longer and it would have made it a lot more fun. But this is still a good level, don't get me wrong. Oh, see, here's an exception to the rule. In 36th place, we have the Valentines, falling 2 spots from last year, where it was in 34th place, and in the B tier. Yeah, this is an easy level, and it's pretty good, I would say. Yeah, it's a Marta song, just like All About Us, which we'll be singing later, because it is the harder level, and I do think it's a lot better. This one isn't half bad either. It's almost in the center of the list. Wow. That was impossible for me to do anything about. The soundtrack's really good here, and I think in easy levels, a good soundtrack is a necessity to be a pretty good level. And this one also just has a really cool theme. Like, the song totally fits with, like, the heartbreak thing, and there's even, like, hearts fading out in the background. Well, fading in and out. And, like, it's just a pretty good idea. The docks here, I do say, I think they have a weird hitbox, honestly. And then there's this part, which isn't anything special, but what comes next, I think, is actually a really good idea. The airport section, I think that's what this is. I think of it as an airport. Is really cool. Like, it's just an overhead view of an airport, but I think it just looks really cool, and it plays very well too. If I do have one complaint, it would be that I wish we actually like tapped to the lyrics of the song rather than just the drum beat, because All About Us did that, and I don't know. I feel like they made this level way too easy when it could have been a lot more challenging. And I know with like Alan Walker levels and like most featured soundtracks like that, they like to make the levels like a little easier. Just think Faded or Alone in Rolling Sky, where they're all 3 stars or easier, just to make them more accessible to people, because, you know, it is a guest soundtrack. But then again, in this game, they made All About Us like a hard level, the equivalent of a 5-star in Rolling Sky terms. So I feel like they didn't have an excuse to do that. So it's B tier just because it's like a little too easy, but it is not getting held back as much as the other easy levels. In 35th place, we have the Easter, falling 12 spots from last year, where it was 23rd place in the A tier. Yeah, this one fell a lot. And that's for the simple reason that I think it's a little too short, actually. And yeah, I guess we could do the way too short thing here. What I do like is tapping onto the actual rhythm. That's fun. Because, like, I think they just want you to tap along to certain rhythms here, but I don't know. The concept's really cool. We don't even have an Easter level in Rolling Sky. However, there's certain things in this level that just don't make sense to me. Why are there so many, like, teacups and, like, cards? Like, as someone who celebrates Easter for, like, the actual religious reasons, like, I don't really think this makes sense. Also, it really bothers me that the music sync is off here. Like, by a lot, and it has been for years. I mean, sure, it gets back on track here, but, like, still. I don't understand half of the references and why they actually connect to Easter here. But there is a chessboard, and as a Chess Fortress lover, I will take my wins anywhere I can get. But since it's literally just one scene and not an entire level based on chess, it's getting low-ish B tier, close to mid B tier, and almost really the dead center of this list. Not quite, but almost. In 34th place, falling 2 spots from last year, where it was also in the B tier, we have the Sailor's Tale. This is our first, like, just normally hard level, like, probably the equivalent of a 5-star. And while the theming is cool and the soundtrack's kind of fun, it's just kind of boring and sometimes can feel a little unfair. Only in the beginning, though. I'll say, only in the beginning does it feel like a little unfair. And I'll show you where. Like, the ship thing is kind of cool. It's something that I don't think we really see that much in Rolling Sky, other than Naval Battle and Pirate Ship, but those aren't really that good of levels. So, right here is where I feel like it's unfair. And specifically right here. Like, I don't know, I feel like the hitboxes where you fly off are really weird. Because, like, you could just fly off anywhere there. And I don't know, it just feels like kind of like weird hitboxes. Here's really cool though. I like that the soundtrack just gets like really eerie and ominous, and like when you get into like the shipwreck, it's really cool. Why it's not A tier, I don't know. I just feel like it's not A tier material. Like it's not comparable with the other levels in the A tier or the levels above it. And I'm just this is a tier list I actually like to keep balanced and have a set top 10 S tier. So other levels get pushed down for it, but I honestly do really like this level a lot. The Kraken thing at the end is really cool, and I like how it splashes water onto your screen. On some version, it splashes ink onto your screen, but I think that's a visual glitch, but if it's not, it's really cool. Honestly, I think it's a visual glitch though, but it still looks really cool. In 33rd place, we have the Halloween Puzzle, which fell 7 spots from last year. It was 26th place and the bottom of the A tier. I'm pretty sure this is Master Zaid's least favorite level. Not entirely sure about that. That was weird. I personally think this level is great. Oh my god, wow. I really love just the soundtrack and like puzzle aspect for Halloween. This is definitely the better Halloween level of the game, and maybe Master Zaid, you can explain this a bit more to me in the comments if I'm right or not. It might be because it's a little glitchy. Like you could see that the obstacles are loading in a bit slow. I think that's only happening because I'm filming though. I don't know. I love the cartoony, like, you go from, like, realistic to, like, cartoony, and you're just kind of left in the cartoony style for a while, and it really distorts your vision, which I kind of like. I think it's kind of a cool idea. And you'll see what I mean when I say distorts your vision right about now. Yep. This looks pretty cool. I mean, it's really easy to know where you go, but it's cool that the screen spins so you can actually see what's, like, actually going on. Other than that, I have nothing more to say about this level. It's pretty much near the dead center of this list. I believe the next level is our dead center, so it's the best of the worst. But the biggest increase by far is the amusement park, which was in, sorry, it was in 55th place last year, meaning that it went up 23 spots this year, and it was in the D tier last year. Now it's in the B tier. What I really like about this level is that there's so many routes, and I mean, yeah, there's just so many routes. The thing I dislike about this level, though, is that it's very buggy, and there's a lot of places where you jump like this, and sometimes it makes for times where you definitely tap the screen, but it doesn't register, or like that too, where the camera is terrible. It definitely holds it back. Amusement Park and Rolling Sky is by far a better level, and I would just rather play that. But this is still not a terrible level, and I love the fact that depending on which skin you're using, more routes open up. It might be hard for me to speak here, but in 31st place we have the Racing. In 28th place last year, falling 3 spots in the B tier. I might be speaking in rhythm because this is a really hard level. It is really fun, though. It's kind of laggy. Yeah. This is a really interesting level, honestly. Okay, there we go. It's just pretty solid overall. Sorry, Legendary Racing, this is probably your favorite level in the game. Yeah. It's just pretty solid. I love the parts like this because they are significantly much easier, but they also look cool as well. This is probably my favorite one. This part's also really fun. The reason it's not really higher is because it's kind of unplayable sometimes because it's so hard. Similar to Trailblaze in Rolling Sky. So yeah, it's like starting off the top half of this list. In 30th place, we have the Cathedral, falling 1 spot from last year, where it was 29th place and in the B tier. Yeah, not much has changed for this level. Actually, the only thing that has changed is that the mystery has come out, so that's the only reason it got pushed down. I still think exactly the same about this level. In Rolling Sky standards, this would be A tier. In fact, all of the next levels would be A tier. However, because I like to keep this tier list a little bit balanced, this is B tier. But I still like this level a lot. For being one of the original levels, or at least one of the first few, this one does really good with all that it had. Like, the glass shards falling here is a really good idea. I actually never realized these were glass shards. For a long time, I thought these were just, like, light from the ceiling. You could kind of understand why I would think that, though, right? Like, and actually what I really like about every single gem in this level, I believe, has a way of not being collected. Wow, okay. Similar to Magic House, every single gem here actually has a purpose, and I feel like a lot of levels in this game do not do that. However, there are still some issues I have. Specifically, the gems in the section where it's like really tight corridor and it's green, where you get launched up to the sky. Sometimes the launcher will just kill you, which is kind of annoying to me. And also, the hitboxes in the section after that are very unclear. But still, it's a good level. In 29th place, we have the Football, falling 8 spots from last year, where it was 21st place in the A tier. Yeah, I mean, I still like this level, but like I said, it's just, like, fallen a little bit for me. With the recent World Cup, it's kind of cool to just know that, like, there's a bunch of references there. In fact, I believe this level was made to celebrate the World Cup, like 2 World Cups ago. The one where France won, I think. I don't know. The 2018 World Cup. So that's kind of cool. I also love that. Well, I'll shout that out when I see it, I guess. But yeah, like it's really cool what they do with the screen gimmick. Like I'll say, like you know what I'm talking about. That one section. That's kind of cool. Also, Serbian flag, Serbian representation. That's my country. Even though I live in America, but what? Normally that works. Normally you could just not tap there and it will teleport you anyway. It's very glitchy. But this is honestly a really fun level for me. The teleportation gimmick is kind of cool. Like, that's not really used in any other level. And like, I love how you're kicking the football around as well. The problem I have with this level is that it's really repetitive. Like, you'll see what I mean. Like, it's incredibly just repetitive to play. Mostly because of the part after this one. Even though, like I said, I like the gimmick where you go onto other people's TVs because it distorts your screen. It's basically the same rhythm the entire time. Like here, you have to determine when you can take your eyes off the main road and look at the screen. And that's what makes the level kind of challenging. But at this point, it's just kind of a repetitive rhythm, and there's nothing really interesting going on the screen. The only interesting stuff is that the background's changing, and it like zooms in and it zooms out a little bit. So it's not really like that interesting of a like section, I would say, unfortunately. Other than that, it's a very solid level. I think I spent a little too much time here, so just know this is a very good level. Just not A tier material as it was last year. In 28th place, we have the basketball, which is the highest that this level will ever see a placement on a tier list. Moving up 5 spots from last year, where it was 33rd place and in the B tier. Yeah, so if you didn't know, I hate the basketball in Rolling Sky. However, this is what it was taking from, at least soundtrack-wise, and that's where the concept is coming from. And as for the Dancing Line level, I've actually always liked it a decent amount. Aside from, like, interesting hitbox issues when you're, like, falling at the ending, I really like this level a lot, and I love the basketball concept. I also just saw a post today, I just want to say, I know Mr. Pro Bro, you know what I'm talking about because you commented on it, that someone said the basketball was overhated. I think it's underhated. Also, that's funny that you could collect that gem, like, before you're supposed to, if anyone noticed what just happened. Like, I know that you can do that, and sometimes it just happens, so I think that's funny. I will say, this part does feel very filler. Like, I don't really understand what this is meant to, like, provide. I understand it's, like, meant to represent, like, the matchups, like, they're showing. But, like, I feel like this is just a very filler section. And this, too, to just, like, wow, lead up to the ending, which is really cool. But, yeah, I like this level a lot more in Dancing Line, and it fits more in Dancing Line than it does in Rolling Sky. So, the basketball will not be getting destroyed by a weekly match in Dancing Line, because I actually think it's pretty decent. Ending off our B tier, in 27th place, we have the Taurus. And this level is actually the only level on this list, to be exactly where it was last year, also in 27th place, and also the top of the B tier. I think that this level is just the epitome of, like, what the top of a B tier level should be. It's not A tier, just barely, because I think it's too short and has too many routing flaws, and also the camera angle is just annoying. Another thing, hold on. Okay, wow. Is that there's so many glitches in this level. I hate the glitchiness of, like, the section that came after that, and all the others. Like, it's just too glitchy for me, and I don't really like that. However, the concept is great. The soundtrack sounds really good, and the parts that are amazing, it's really good. Like that one part where the camera is like below you, I really like that part, and how it like really quickly goes to above you. It's a really smooth transition. I love that entire part. But for being barely not good enough, it's going to once again be 27th place in the top of our B tier. Kicking off the A tier in 26th place, we have the West, falling 7 spots from last year where it was 19th place and also in the A tier. This might be like a really random pick, more sort of like a Tropical Tides situation for Rolling Sky. But I really like this level despite it being incredibly easy. And this is one of the exceptions to the it's easy, it's boring rule. Just like in Rolling Sky, I don't hate every 1-star. I like quite a few. Like maybe 6 or 7, not to be funny or anything. Like legitimately, that's probably how many I like. And I mean, this is just like that. The soundtrack here is really good in my opinion. I really like the soundtrack, and just like in Rolling Sky, soundtracks can be a very big carry factor. But also the decoration looks really good. I could see a lot of people disagreeing with me about this, though, because it's a very linear level. You're basically just on this path the entire time. And while that is a flaw, yes, it doesn't hold it back from not being A tier. It's actually 26th place, I believe, was our bottom of A tier last year as well. So I made sure to keep that the same. And this is our bottom of the A tier this year. Something I also thought was interesting is that this part in the beta was, or in like the first version, was like different. Like it had the autumn theme, the times theme, and the pianos theme, which is really weird to me. So I'm glad that they changed this because I feel like these new themes look so much better. Also, I do think both of these were really random additions, though. I don't really know why they're here, but it's just kind of cool that there's actually like lyrics to the song, and the ending is so candid. I love it. It's just so picturesque, and it looks so good. I just love the ending, and it sounds amazing, too. So, controversially, or maybe not, I don't know if people like this level, I'm going to put this in the A tier. In 25th place, we have The Maze, which moved up 6 spots from last year. Actually, hold on. Which moved up 6 spots from last year, where it was in 31st place in the B tier. Now, this I know is a pretty beloved level in the community. I'm going to do a maze speedrun, because that was my first ever video on this channel, believe it or not. And it was technically a short. Wow, okay, I suck. But, yeah, this level is absolutely really, really solid for not only being able to have multiple ways to clear it, but also just, like, being really fun, even if you're trying to clear it the like way it's intended. I will say the soundtrack's honestly not that amazing to me. But the route and the speedrun strategies, which this is the like one of the only levels you could do that with, make this an automatic A tier. And I saw someone say that they're going to like murder me if I put it below A tier. So, I mean, I don't want to get murdered, but I legitimately do think it's A tier anyway. So, in 24th place, I have the Crystal, in falling 6 spots from last year where it was 18th place, but still A tier. Yeah, this is all due to the fact that I was trying to rebeat this on the community version, which has literally no difference from the official version, mind you. Like, there's literally nothing different, because the Crystal has never been, like, modified in any official updates, at least not, like, anything major. So I was trying to beat it on that version, which is the exact same as this version, and I was having a really annoying time beating it, just due to this upcoming section right here. I'm going to die. Yeah. Like, this section is really annoying. Like, I hate how, like, why is the ledge like that? I don't know. And, like, I kept forgetting this gem, and the hitboxes were annoying, and then I kept forgetting the next 2 gems, because the guideline thing doesn't show you these. And yes, I was using the guideline, I don't care. I didn't have access to the music, so I didn't want to try that. Still a really good level though. Like, the crystal theme just looks like really cool. Like, the blue crystals, like specifically this next section, as it's hinting to right now, is legitimately so amazing. Like, this just looks beautiful. Maybe it's because my favorite color is blue, specifically a light blue, and obviously maybe I'm biased towards that, but legit, it's my list, first of all. But I also just think the route's fun here, and it's actually really it's challenging if you don't know the hitboxes of the crystals, because they are like pointy, as you can tell, but you don't know which is on the ground and what's not on the ground, so that's kind of cool. Like that gem too, because like I remember dying to that a lot as a younger kid. Like, and this just looks so cool at the ending. It's one of the only 2 levels in the game to have a 100% marker. That's kind of a fun fact for you guys. And I just think this entire level is so good. It's just the annoying part in the middle that drags it down. Alright, in 23rd place we have the Cathedral Remix, falling 1 spot from last year where it was 22nd place and still in the A tier. Fun fact, this is today's daily free level. And I swear, this is always the daily free level. Like, why is this always the level that I see when it's daily free? Is this always, like, spawn in more? Either way, I love it. The rock remix sounds super good. As someone that knows a lot of rock music, this is really a really solid heavy metal remix. I would call it heavy metal. And I do overall find it better than the original, which I know a lot of people probably don't. But I have minimal problems with this one. And really, this section is really cool with the axes. My problems is that sometimes there's a lot of sections where you'll randomly just get jumped off the ground. And then, you know, you have no control. Mostly in this section. See, like, I'm randomly going off the ground because of the spike balls slamming down on the ground. Creates, like, a rumble effect. And when you're off the ground, you have 0 control of your line. And it's also a huge problem in this section as well. Mostly when you're getting launched next to the waterfalls, it's kind of glitchy. But, like, this is so different than the actual cathedral. And, like, I think it actually works a lot. It doesn't really have anything to do with the cathedral, but as I've already said, I like remixes that change the actual level. Yeah, that's annoying, because you get launched really far. I'm going to revive because I think the ending is actually really good. Like, this is so cool. Also, right there, you lose control of your line for a second. Like, this looks and, like, the soundtrack makes you feel so badass. This is, like, the equivalent of Nuclear Energy. Someone needs to tally up how many Rolling Sky comparisons I've made in this video. Something that I find interesting is that the tiles are really weirdly shaped for the path that you're supposed to take. Like, this is the path that you're supposed to take. And, yeah, the tiles are kind of weirdly shaped, but it just feels, like, so badass. Especially with the soundtrack. Oh, I love it. So, this is very deserving of A tier. A tier minimum for me, for sure. Never getting kicked out of A tier. I love this level so much. In 22nd place, we have The Alley. This might be a little bit of a weirder placement to some, but honestly, it's just such a calming soundtrack to me. Like, it's so good that it was my ringtone for a while. It just feels like just such a calming, peaceful soundtrack, and the levels itself is really good too. Like, legitimately, the like section with the tree growing is super cool, and this section with the water, this entire level is just so serene. And I actually looked it up, and an alley could even be like a line of trees, which is kind of cool. And that is obviously what the type of alley that this level is representing, because I always thought it was weird that it was like that was the name of this one. And this cave section's super cool too. Everything in this level flows really nicely. And I've actually found that in the community version, the camera angles in this level are much more unforgiving. But this part's really cool as well. Overall, I find this level really, really good. I don't know if this is controversial or not as well, if people just find this level really mid, but I really like it a lot. And I've liked it really ever since its release. I've always thought it was a really, really good level. It's a little too easy for my liking to be like top, like S tier, but it's still not bad by any means, and I recommend playing this level often because it's really serene and calming whenever you do, and the soundtrack is legitimately probably like top 5 in the entire game. That's that good. In 21st place we have The Chaos, moving up 9 spots from last year.
where it was 30th place, and in the B tier actually. This is probably one of the most simplistic levels in the game, but it manages to do everything quite well. Yeah, for being like one of the first 3, it's actually really fun and like exciting to come back to, which is not really the same for the first 3 levels in Rolling Sky. Although you could argue that Forest is like that. This doesn't even compare to Forest, even though it's in the same tier. A tier in this game is kind of like the equivalent of S tier in Rolling Sky. At least this level is. Like, it just looks like it just looks really cool. And once again, the 1.0 version had a horrible camera, so we have to appreciate what we have in this one, because legitimately, if that camera existed in this game, this would be a terrible level. Luckily, we have a different camera. And this ending section is legitimately kind of challenging sometimes, just due to how the camera functions, even if the new camera. But it's just really fun. Similarly to the basketball, this was the second level that was ported into Rolling Sky via a fan-made that shared a soundtrack with the Dancing Line levels. I do like the chaos more than the basketball in Rolling Sky, and that carries over in Dancing Line as well. However, both levels in Dancing Line are significantly better than the Rolling Sky variants, which I guess proves that Dancing Line levels should just stay in Dancing Line. But yeah, this is a really, really solid level and like 10 times better than the Rolling Sky one. In 20th place, we have the Earth remix, falling 3 spots from last year, 17th place, and still in the A tier. Yeah, this is technically the best like labeled remix in the game, like that says it was a remix in the actual title. I say that for a reason, because there's 3 versions of Faded. But the soundtrack is so good here. Like, legitimately, it just sounds amazing. And I just love... well, in Rolling Sky, I don't really like the high-tech levels. In Dancing Line, I love them. Because there's less of them, so it feels less generic. And this is definitely one of those examples where, like, the high-tech just looks so cool. And it's so much better than the actual Earth, because like this is still talking about saving the Earth, but more from like a post-apocalyptic kind of situation. And I love that view. Like, it's so much more interesting and fun than the oh my god, we're polluting Earth ourselves kind of thing. Because like, what kind of human wants to hear that they're the reason that the planet's dying? And yeah, I mean, like, this ending where, like, you save the city and they're all, like, cheering for you is actually really serene, or like, really just, like, cute, and, it's just, like, you saved the Earth, so we're gonna celebrate and have a party. It's really cool, the high-tech society this level is, and I really like this level for it, so it's by far the best remix in the game for me. Well, I guess not by far, but it's still the best remix. In 19th place, we have All About Us, which moved up 1 spot from last year, where it was 20th place. In the A tier as well. I've always liked this level because, first of all, it's an actual song, so you gotta love that. I always love levels that are actual songs, and this one's pretty good, I'd say. The paper style with like all the like love story, like teen, like girl, like passing notes, all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, like if the paper ball thing with all the like lyrics on it is a really good idea. Like, not even in the Valentine's they did that, they only did that with this level. It's also really cool that the lyrics can kill you as well. They actually have hitboxes, so that's kind of cool. Also, like, some of the like things right there had different like fonts, which is really cool. The level is literally like unraveling in front of us. I really like that concept. It just looks really cool, and then you like head into this like paper jungle. This like honestly is a really challenging part. If you don't know what you're doing. I mean, it's easy like if you do, but like, and like the scissors are literally cutting the paper. I just love the paper theme that this level went for. Like, it could have literally done anything because it was like a love song, but they went with like paper, and it really works here. And it literally has nothing to do with the song, but like it just works somehow. So like I just love that they actually went with that because it really works here. And even like in the bridge, like the paper is just like coming out of the ground. And like there's like a map right there, like it's made out of paper. And then like we do this like weird U-turn thing, like you can barely tell, like we do turn around, which is really cool. And then it like transitions into like a cave, which I do find a little random, but yeah, still a really good level. I don't have many complaints here. There's just levels better than it. Like I said, this is the equivalent of a Rolling Sky S tier. It's really good. If this was ported to Rolling Sky, I would like to see how it... Actually, it was. There was a fan made that used the song. I thought it was a really good fan made. I would love to see that get ported in the game if they kept doing fan mades, but unfortunately they're not. But yeah, I really like this level. It's not really that nostalgic to me, but it is really cool how they managed to do this with like a random song. Like I'd never heard of her as an artist before this game. It's actually a really solid artist too, even though she's kind of like a one-hit wonder. But in 18th place we have the Spring Festival, moving up 7 spots from last year, where it was 25th place and also a tier. This is someone's favorite level in my community. I forget who. Someone posted their tier list on the basketball Discord server. I forget who it was, but it was their favorite level. I'm thinking it might be Haz's, but I don't remember who posted that. It's a really solid level, though, I will say. I really like it. I would say that it's better than Spring Festival and Rolling Sky, although most people hate that level, but for me it's actually close. Like, the soundtrack just sounds so solid, and plus it's a pretty challenging level, but like not too challenging, which is a good feature to have, obviously. Same thing with All About Us. All About Us also had that same quality, where it wasn't like too challenging, but it also was like a challenge. The most challenging part of the level is like the ending, but like I don't even know how I'm dying. I think I'm dying due to a lot of lag. There's a lot of lag when I film with this game, which is why I do not film this game often, but that also might be a phone thing, I don't know. Okay, there we go. This part's also really cool because you have to hit the ball here, like, because you think it would be like an obstacle, but it's not. It's actually like a mechanic. So that's cool. This part is incredibly challenging. Like, especially if you have no idea what you're doing. This gets easier because like you pull the path away. I had to lock in there. Then it's pretty easy. Like to the end, I'd say this is easy. But like the whole like Spring Festival concept here was done really well, I'd say. And the soundtrack definitely helps. Like this stuff at the end is also really cool. There's even an entire fan-made level that's on the Community Edition that is based on like the firework festival kind of theme. So this level is really solid. Right next to each other on the level list, and 2 years in a row, right next to each other on the tier list. In 17th place we have Legend of Assassin, which moved up 7 spots as well, where it was in 24th place last year, also right above Spring Festival. Yeah, these two are always right next to each other. I think they're both really solid, like, hard levels. I would call them, like, easy 6 stars by Rolling Sky standards. After the Mirror World changes, I would call them 6 stars for sure. Like, the soundtrack is just not only a banger, but, like, the concept here is really good. Like, I think this is supposed to be, like, based off the legend of, like, a dragon, if I got my history facts correct. I don't know if I'm right. Ooh, wow. I, once again, do not have music on, so I can't really hear it because I'm talking over it. But, yeah. Okay. I gotta walk in. Okay, there you go. This is like the easy part of the level too. Like it gets kicked into high gear, like right here. Right here. Yeah, like this is crazy. It's mostly because the camera angle. Like if the camera angle was different. And then this is really cool because there's literally a war. And, I mean, well, I think the war is a better level. Obviously, we haven't seen that one yet. This is still a really good, like, war scene. And this is literally just, like, straight up fast clicking. I don't know how this is considered easier than the Spring Festival. I do think it's a little bit more challenging. However, I think that the Chinese Garden is by far much more challenging than both of these levels, so I think they're accurately ranked in that aspect. And then this part's cool, like, cause like you're in like the castle now, and there's like wreckage. I don't know. I just love all like the scenes in this level, like the camera angles. They just seem like really really accurate. And everything about this level just works so much. I'm a huge fan of this level, and I'm pretty sure it's a pretty big fan favorite in the community as well. In 16th place, we have the 3rd anniversary, the only anniversary level in this game, moving 3 spots or falling down 3 spots from last year, where it was 13th place, and in the I think it was in the A tier. It was either A or S tier, because the S tier was like, I think it was 10 spots last year as well, or maybe 11, but whatever. Okay, wow, the lag is killing me here, guys. Maybe I should have played on the community version. I'm going to be switching over for our top 10 anyway. So yeah, I mean, this is a really solid one. It has so many good references to the original levels. Like, I mean, we're about to see right here. It's also fun how you actually can't die in the section. Like, I'm tapping right now. It's literally possible. I know some people don't like this level because of the weird hitbox. With like the pianos here, because it is really easy for you to just like for some reason lose control of the line and just die because you can't tap. But I think this works really well. Like, I don't know, it's just a great reference to the original while also being kind of challenging. I don't really like this part because it feels really easy to die, I will admit. This is a nice reference to Storm, although it's really easy to just kind of tap here. And then this is the seamless transition into the time. And then of course with like every anniversary level, even fan-made, there has to be a reference to the Earth for some reason. Like, I don't know. I'm not really the biggest fan of that. But, I mean, it actually does kind of work, but I think the Earth is kind of overrated, or it's used too much. So yeah, really solid level with great references, just not as good as it was last year, barely missing out on the top 15. In 15th place, we have, the Samurai, which is our first previous S tier level. It was in 9th place, so meaning it fell 6 spots from last year. And another level that I made a glitch video about. Yeah, this is a really solid level. I really like it. Maybe it's the fact that it was like iOS only that I like it a lot. But like then again, it's been like 6 years, so I don't know if recency bias can be considered technically. I just think the concept's really good, and the soundtrack sounds absolutely phenomenal. Like it just sounds really good, and like all the ninja references are like really cool. And the camera angles really help make this level feel like really good. Like even here, you jump onto a literal house. Then again, you have to make sure to tap like immediately. But here is where you could do a fun glitch. If I could actually get to the spot. Okay, you can go out of bounds there. Basically, that's the whole thing. And also like I just want to mention like the water section with the dock is pulled off really well. It looks beautiful. The reason that it's not S tier anymore, okay, I give up, is just because I feel like I was kind of overrating it, more like recency bias, and there are better levels, but it's still not a terrible level. It's just not as good as I thought it was. In 14th place, we switch over to the community version now, because it's Faded by Alan Walker, which I moved down 2 spots from last year, where it was 12th place in the A tier. I think. I don't know. I forgot. It's okay, it'll be captioned. This is a lot of work, guys, and I'm on vacation, so I'm filming just to get this out to you guys today, hopefully. But yeah, this is a really solid one. This is probably the weakest of the 3 faded versions. If you notice, it's the first one to come up, meaning that the worst of the 3 is in 14th place. Now, if you haven't noticed in Rolling Sky, I have massive Alan Walker bias. If you noticed, all 4 of the levels relating to him in this game have not come up yet until this one. So I think you could probably tell that I really like Alan Walker. In fact, I'll just tell you, 2 of them are in the S tier, one of them is highest in the A tier. You could try to guess which one is which, but I don't think you'll, well, I mean, you'll find out in like 5 minutes. Or you can skip there now, but please don't skip this section. This level, it has a really cool theme with like the binary and just like, it's in the community version it's called an 8-bit remix, which I guess it kind of is. That's a good comparison. The reason it's not S tier is for one reason. Also, the thing I love about this game is I get free revivals. Yeah, for one reason. You're about to see it, because it's in this section. I'm sure you guys can probably guess what it is. It's, these things. These stupid jumper things. If you do not hit them from far enough back and at the correct angle, you will, for some reason, just die. Like, see, I almost died there. Like, they feel so annoying and random and buggy. I hate how they're used here, and they're used so much better in the easy version, which is why the easy version is higher. Like, I really hate how they're used here, in all honesty. And while the song is really good, I would prefer if they had the lyrics, or that you just use the original version, which is why I also like the faded original more. But, like, theming-wise and thematically, like, this level looks amazing. Like, the buildings, like, fading, it just fits so well with this level's theme. So I really like that. Like, the people literally, like, fading out of existence here is, like, legitimately so sad and works with the level's theme so well. I believe this is also, like, one of the longest levels, if not the longest level in the game. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that is, then it's very similar to Rolling Sky, Faded. However, I think Faded and Rolling Sky is better because it actually had the real lyrics to the song, which is something that I wish they did here, and I actually don't really know why they didn't do, because Alone did that in this game. So very interesting choice, but still, thematically this level looks and feels really good. In 13th place, we have The Indian Journey, which fell 2 spots from last year, where it was 11th place, and it was the lowest in the S tier, so S tier was 11 spots last year. I knew this, but I set this list up weeks ago. So, yeah. This is barely not S tier anymore, mostly because the mystery came out and pushed it out, but also another level moved up and pushed it out as well. Actually, 2 levels did. So that's a huge reason as to why this level was pushed out of the S tier. Still, it's really good. However, I would have preferred the original Selena Gomez that this level is going to do. And if you're like, casual, what the hell do you mean when you say that there was supposed to be a Selena Gomez level in Dancing Line? And I mean, there was supposed to be a Selena Gomez level in Dancing Line. It exists on the community version. It's called Come and Get It, Selena Gomez, and it uses the exact same route from this level, it just has a different soundtrack. And I actually prefer the soundtrack. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not a Selena Gomez fan, but I think the soundtrack just sounds better. I don't know. Now, the soundtrack here does fit better for a level named The Indian Journey. In fact, I don't know why they tried to do an Indian-style level in this game, or like with Selena Gomez, but whatever. As for this level, it works. There's some, the cave section is a little annoying, which does drag it down a bit, but it's still overall a solid level. In 12th place, we have The Space, the only fan-made level on this list. Well, technically one of 2, I guess. This fell 5 spots from last year, where it was S tier in 7th place. Yeah, this was 100% a case of recency bias. It was the newest level in the game at the time, but I still think that it's really good. I mean, obviously, it'd still be S tier if, like, I had the choice. Like, I had a really hard time determining which 2 levels to push out of the S tier, because originally I was planning to do a top 12, but then I realized that was 19% of the game, and I didn't want to do that. A top 10 is only 15% of the game, which I think is fair. And this is the first of 2 that I decided to push out, meaning that it got 12th place automatically for that reason. Now I actually have the original fan-made version on the Community Edition. And I actually think that this is a decent improvement above it. First of all, I think the soundtrack is better in this version. It's higher pitched and it's a little bit faster, which I think just works better. Like, I don't really like the lower pitch like of the original, and it also is just in a weird key. I don't really like it. Also, another difference for some reason, and I'm just going to say this now because it's different in this version for some reason. In this section, you go flying off the other direction. Like in the other version, you go to the left instead of the right, like I just did. And that ended up killing me once. So I thought that was a very interesting, like, just change they made. I don't know why they made that change, but one thing I don't like is that one gem that is on a different platform that you just have to, like, randomly fly off, just know where it is to go there. I don't like that because there's no indication of where you should do it. And it just feels really annoying when you miss it because you have to go all the way back to the beginning. And trust me, I've done this before. It's really annoying. And for a simplistic level, it just manages to be really good, though. Like, I just like how this level does it. But, like, just because of that gem flaw, it's barely missing out on our S tier. In 11th place and ending off our A tier, we have Faded Easy version, which fell 3 spots from last year, where it was 8th place in the S tier. This was a really hard choice for me. It was between this and our 10th place level, but overall, I feel like I had to have some Cheetah Mobile representation in my top 10. Plus, I also just feel like that level is a little bit more emotional than this one. And, like, legitimately, this feels better than the original, even though it's easier. This is, like, the one of 2 exceptions I was thinking of earlier when I said there were exceptions. And it just looks better. Like, soundtrack-wise and all that, it's still good, like I said, with the original. Like, but, like, this section looks fantastic. Like, it just looks amazing. Everything in the background just looks great. And it still retains what keeps the original, like, good. Like, you still have these, like, drops in the path. Like, everything that made the original good is still there. It's just easier, and the, like, little jumper pad things are not an issue in this level. While they are still used, they are used more sparingly, and they also are less glitchy because they're, like, wider most times, which is awesome because that means there's less margin for error. I mean, obviously, if you still hit it at the side, it's going to kill you, but I feel like that's fair because, like, you had more space. So, yeah, this is the level that ends off our A tier. Let's see what the S tier looks like. Kicking off our A tier, we have The War, which was in 16th place last year, meaning it moved up 6 spots, and it was actually in the A tier last year. This level is so sad and cinematic. Like, I never take the normal exit. I always take the secret exit, because the normal exit is just so sad. Like, the house blows up and your family dies. Like, sorry, someone had to say that's what happens. Like, that is so sad. Like, sometimes I cry. Like, if I made a video on most, like, emotional dancing line levels, this would be number 1. Like, that's how emotional it is. Your hometown is getting destroyed, and you're, like, just traveling through it. Like, oh my gosh, like, that's my childhood. Like, you were in a house and it gets shot down. Or you're in, like, the barracks or something, I don't know. Like, and now you're thinking, like, of your childhood. Like, oh my gosh, this town used to be so pretty. Like, this is so sad, and it's, like, so sad. And the soundtrack is amazing at, like, representing that. Oh my god, what the hell? something I hate about this game is like just the game in general is that the hitboxes suck and like the lag is actually really annoying. And then like the grass is like it's autumn now. Like there's kids in the park like swinging a baseball, and then you're on the mountain like the war is just like already here. Everything's getting destroyed. Like it's so sad. Like here's all the soldiers that died in a war. Like this is just like really sad level. Whoa, why'd I say level like that? But like what I like about the secret exit is that everything gets rebuilt and like the war is over and like we won. The houses are rebuilt. Like, oh my gosh, there's my family. I thought they died. Oh my god, that's my wife and child. Like, it's so happy. That is why I never go for the normal ending. Their family is inside the house and it explodes and they die. Like, that would make me cry. This level is so cinematic. It's like amazing, and I feel like it has to be top 10 worthy for that over Faded. I'm sorry, Faded, but like this is probably the most emotional level in the game for me. On a more positive note, in 9th place we have The Romance, which moved up one spot from last year where it was 10th place and kicked off our S tier. Or well, no, it didn't, but it was in the S tier last year. Both years in a row, it's been the second highest or second lowest in the S tier. That's kind of funny. This level reminds me a lot of Passionate Love and Romantic Afternoon and Rolling Sky. Just because of like there's like literally like all the analogies that I make about you in the dual portal and Rolling Sky is literally proven here because there literally is another line here, the pink line over there. Like you're the boy and she's the girl. And eventually you elope at the end of the level. If you know what I mean. Like, and this is just like such a jazzy soundtrack too. And if you did not watch yesterday's video or Tuesday's video, whatever day this comes out, where I ranked all the co-creation soundtracks, you know that I love me some classical techno. Although I would honestly just call this straight jazz. Like, I wouldn't even call this like techno really. This part where you're on the saxophone is super cool. Although I will admit it's kind of buggy sometimes. Yeah, like that. I'm going to waste all my hearts for this video. I do not care. This is also cool. Like you're going on the musical clef. Ooh, God. And that was a bug. So that is great. So yeah, I mean like overall this level is phenomenal. It represents everything that I like to talk about with Passionate Love and Romantic Afternoon, so we actually got a literal embodiment of that in Dancing Line, which technically came first, but yeah. In 8th place we have The Long, I don't know, falling 2 spots from last year where it was 6th place and also in the S tier. Another case of recency bias last year where it was also the newest level, same update as the space. However, I actually don't think it was recency bias because I still like this level. The cartoony, maybe like manga kind of looks that this level has just looks phenomenal. And the route here is actually pretty fun for a decently easy level. It's on the easier side. This reminds me of like all of those anime seasons that they decided to do in Brawl Stars, if you know, like with Kenji and all of that. If you don't know, then you don't know, sorry. Like there's even people here. I just love like everything in this level. Not to mention that the soundtrack is legitimately like a really, really solid soundtrack. Like it sounds really solid. Also, I just want to mention that you can get off of that bridge early and like kind of like crash the entire, well, not crash the entire level. There used to be a bug where you can crash this level or crash the game with this level. That's fun. I just love how this level looks, man. It just looks really, really solid. Sometimes the hitboxes are a little weird, but I could say that about like every single level in this game. So, yeah, that's a pretty interesting transition. Oh my god, how did I survive that? Yeah, I just love this section of the level. Like, it feels so, like, intense. And that, like, camera change, in that one, too, like, it can catch you off guard if you don't know what's coming. I knew it was coming, but even then, it was kind of challenging. This is by far the best, like, Chinese level we have in the game. Or Japanese, like, I don't know, whatever, like, Asian culture level that we have in the game. And I think the art style just looks phenomenal here. I think, like, I just can't stop bringing it up. It just looks amazing. And, like, add on the soundtrack and the amazing, like, the route is really fun, I would say, for being an easy level. It's really hard to beat this one. In fact, the only levels that do beat this ones are ones that I just think are even better. And nothing more to say about that. Like, the ending just feels so cinematic. Like, you just beat, like, everything. And this being probably, like, the last level they ever added into the game, that rocket ship flying away at the end, honestly, just feels like a nice ending to the entire game. Even though this definitely will not be the last level you'll ever beat. And the last exception to the if it's easy and boring, it's bad rule is the journey. In 7th place, falling 4 spots from last year. It was actually our second runner-up in 3rd place. In the S tier, obviously. Yeah, this is by far the best easy level in the entire game. And that is because the soundtrack is freaking phenomenal. Like, this is legitimately so cinematic. This was the best level that Minimax could have made to, like, announce the comeback of this game. Granted, this game didn't really come back, but it was a nice thing to see. The polar bears and the ice, too. Like, I love levels where we, like, actually get to go on the water. So that really helped this level as well, too. But the color scheme for this level also just looks really good. I'm a huge sucker for, like, light blue, so I really like that. But man, the soundtrack is really what's up for me. Like, this is, like, one of the best soundtracks in the entire game. For me, like, it's really, really good. This desert theme, like, with the soundtrack just actually works as well, too. And I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of the desert. I don't know. I think this level's supposed to have certain cameos to, like, just say, like, hey, the game's coming back. Here's, like, a 5th anniversary level or something. I don't know. I don't know what year it would be. But, like, yeah, this to me seems reminiscent of, like, the Crystal, if anything. Could be wrong about that. And, like, it really does feel like a journey with this game. And then, like, this part feels like Dream of Sky, kind of. Like, with, like, the 3rd anniversary, kind of, I don't know, combination. But, like, man, the music build-up here just feels so good. Also, I just want to say that this part of the soundtrack, is this just me, or does this part sound, or, like, hold on. Right here, does this sound like the Star Spangled Banner to anyone else? Like, any Americans, does that sound like, or the national anthem? Like, I feel like that sounds like the national anthem. I don't know. I always thought that, but then, like, the ending of the soundtrack just, and the ending of the level, just so cinematic. This is the best easy level in the game, and it's without a doubt, in my opinion. Like, the Faded Easy version did not come close to touching this level. This was by far going to be my #1 easy level pick. In 6th place, we have the only level that I actually do not have access to, the Mystery, which is brand new and in 6th place. This could be a case of recency bias, but, I mean, it just looks so good. This could technically be an easy level too. I don't know where it's rated on the list, but I actually think it's probably around near the middle. Like, it seamlessly transitions so well. I know there's fan-made versions of this level before too, but this is the official version, and it looks so clean. Like, the route looks fun. I can't say for certain if it is or not. But, like, everything, like, the textures, the soundtrack sounds amazing. Like, the textures look amazing. And while it seems like a fairly short level, I do think I would really like to play this one. I hope there's some sort of APK at some point that I can get this. But as of right now, it's unplayable to me, and it looks really, really solid. It's fairly new, but, like, that transition to the lava section, like, absolutely phenomenal looking. I hope this gets ported into the community version at some point, as well as the Long and the Wizard of Oz, which are both still not there. Yeah, I just really hope that this gets ported because it looks phenomenal and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. So make sure, by the way, to subscribe to the Wizard Royal who filmed this video. Credit to him. In 5th place, kicking off our top 5, we have Alone, Alan Walker, which moved up 9 spots from last year, where it was 14th place in the A tier. This is by far the best, or the better version of Alone when compared to Rolling Sky. I like Rolling Sky's version of Alone, but it is not nearly as good as Faded. And in this game, I think they did everything perfectly here. Like, rather than being based off of, like, literally being alone in Rolling Sky, this level focuses a lot on skateboarding, which I don't really know if that connects to the... it doesn't connect to the music video, I watched it, but it's interesting because there's one sign, or just saying to, like, give up, like, you suck, and then there's other one saying, like, you got this, like, keep going, which I think is a really good lesson in life. You gotta, like, be positive, not pessimistic, like, set your standards low, like, that's a good message, I would say. And then, like, I think there's crutches here to represent, like, you broke your leg while, like, skating, I don't know. There's also, like, a fracture on the, like, a picture of a fracture on the desk, so that's what I'm assuming it's talking about. But then it's also showing, like, hey, you won some medals. Like, I feel like I can totally make, like, I can't make a lot of analogies in this game because there's a lot that goes on in each level, but this one I could kind of give you a story about, like, what's going on, which I really like that I can do that. And, like, there's this open field, so, like, you chose the good side, like, you threw away the crutches, like, and they're in 2 separate trash cans, which I find is really funny. Like, you were like, we can't throw them out together, we're gonna separate the crutches and we're just gonna throw them out, like, just because, why not? Like, that's just a really weird image to me. Like, you're just gonna throw away a pair of crutches, and not only are you going to throw them away separately, you're going to put them in a trash can that doesn't even fit them. Like, I know I'm spending way too much time on that, but I think that's legitimately really funny, that they did that. And I don't know, while this level is, like, kind of on the easier side, it's still really, really good, and it has a good message to it. And I really like that about this level. It's unfortunate that this cannot be played on the official version anymore, at least not with the version that I have. But luckily the community version does have it. In fact, there's only one level that I'll be playing on the official version, and that is actually right up next. So, let's see what it is. Also, I love that it says you're not alone, by the way. That's a really good thing. In 4th place is last year's winner, The Wizard of Oz, falling 3 spots from last year, where it was actually 1st place, the best level in Dancing Lion. That was probably a bit of recency bias, but legitimately, this is still a phenomenal level. Like, as someone who's watched The Wizard of Oz and actually recently participated in a school play, based off of The Wizard of Oz, this is extraordinarily accurate. Not to mention that the soundtrack is probably the best in the game. Like, it legitimately just feels so... I know I just missed that gem, but whatever. It's phenomenal. Something that I do want to complain about, not about the level itself, but the way you unlock it. In the official version, still, you have to pay for it or watch an ad. There's no way to get it for gems, which really annoys me, because this is such a good level. And I really hate that that's what we resort to, but like this part of the soundtrack sounds so good. I'm not wasting a chance to play this level again, because this is legitimately a fire level. Oh, I have another chance to show off how cool this gem is. Look, I collected the tin can, now the Tin Man is going to cut down the... or the oil can, now the Tin Man's going to cut down the tree. Well, he should have. I tapped him. Okay. Well, if you tap the Tin Man after getting the oil, he'll be able to move and chop down the tree, which is an incredible reference to the movie, by the way, because that is actually what happens. You need an oil can to unrust him. So, I mean, that's just a phenomenal reference. And then, like, you're in the Emerald City here, like, that's great. Like, it just works, everything here in this level works so well. Like, I just love this level so much. It just feels like an actual like reference to a movie, and I feel like a lot of levels don't actually do that, and if they do it, they don't do it nearly as well as this level does it. Sorry, I need to lock in. Okay, I didn't lock in. Like, look at how good this looks. Like, and then like the spider died, and then like the animals take over. I mean, that's not really how the Wizard of Oz happens, but that's more of a Lion King X kind of thing. But like, this is a much better version of the Savannah, if that's the case. Also, what I love about this level is that there's actually a secret exit here. I don't remember where it is exactly. I think it's right here. Yeah, like up here. If you kept going that way, there's like a secret exit to like a happy 7 years anniversary thing, which I think is really cool. So yeah, this level is getting 4th place. Not the best level anymore, but still really good. And just so you guys know, I've wasted all of my revives in this video, so call me cringe. But in 3rd place, we have the Despacito. Which moved up, I believe, 4 spots from last year, something like that, where it was 7th place. I don't remember. Like I said, it'll be captioned. So, yeah, despite it being based off of Despacito, I still really like this level. Okay, wow. I just think the song's really good, and also they like really managed to make the routing really solid here and pretty fun. A decently challenging level, like a 4-star equivalent in Rolling Sky. And I don't know, like I said, call me cringe if you want, but I like the reference to Despacito. I think it's really funny that we even have a Despacito reference in this game. I always never used to get like I always used to die in this part because I never understood like where I was supposed to go for each lift. So I never actually completed the level when it first came out. Same thing with the Faded original. I was not good at this game. So it was actually a few years ago that I first beat the Faded original and the Despacito, and I posted it on my channel. Although for some reason I cut out the music in Despacito for copyright reasons, even though I literally never got a warning for that. So that was weird. So I guess you get to hear it here, I guess. What's interesting is they cut this soundtrack a lot. I mean, they had to, otherwise the level would be like 4 minutes long. And there's not even like actual words to it, but you can still place together what part is supposed to be what part, obviously. Yeah, I mean, this is, in my opinion, like a really solid level, and not even the best like removed level from the game. That would actually be our 2nd place. The best level that was removed from the game is the Faded original, in 2nd place this year, and 4th place last year, meaning it moved up 2 spots, and I got it wrong. The Despacito was 5th place last year, so it also moved up 2 spots. I will never go for that gem. That gem is legitimately terrible. And it's not this level's fault. The stupid seesaw physics. Like, it'll just launch you forward. Like, it's so frame perfect. But, like, the nostalgia I get from this level, like, and the soundtrack and all that, it's also just, like, perfectly routed, I feel like. Like, other than that one gem, like, everything feels great here. I can't give it the best level in the game because of that one gem. But it's legitimately, like, so good. And if you didn't realize, this soundtrack is actually the actual backtrack for Faded. Like, this is the actual backtrack of, like, what it should sound like behind the lyrics, which I think is actually really cool. Don't know why they called it the Faded original, because it's not really, but it's just the Faded backtrack. But I guess it'd be really weird to call it the Faded backtrack. Play now and buy for like $3 or something. Also, this is really cool. I should have given an epilepsy warning because this is epilepsy warning. Please click off now. But yeah, like this is a really cool part too, like with the flashing rain and all that. I'm really surprised this is technically the second hardest level in the game because it really doesn't feel that challenging. But like everything in this level just feels so cool. It's so sick. It's just cinematic and all of that. I love this level. It's so amazing. It's just like legitimately like one of the best that has ever come out in either game. So I'm fairly comfortable saying that this is the second best level in the game. But the best, absolute best level in the game is the video game. Moving up one spot from last year is second place and in the S tier. And yeah, I think it was my favorite level. The Wizard of Oz overtook it very briefly, but I mean, like this is definitely my favorite level to this day. I love all the references to classical video games. As a classical video game nerd, someone that loves Nathaniel Bandy and all of those YouTubers like Odyssey Central and all that. So I like all of the callbacks to like Mario Bros, Pac-Man, and like all of the actual console references at the end is like totally gets me geeked out. And I just love the actual, there's literally mystery boxes, like definitely a reference to Super Mario Bros. I can't believe they got the rights to this, but then again, I can't believe they got the rights to Tetris 2. That is literally a Donkey Kong reference there. Like, look, there's literal barrels, like, referencing the original Donkey Kong. Oh my god. And the soundtrack is a banger as well, by the way. Let's just bring that up. I see that this is, like, one of the more I don't know. I've seen a lot of negativity towards this level, and, like, I kind of understand why, but I feel like it's such a good level. Like, I just love all of the references they have in this level. As a video game nerd, obviously my entire channel is dedicated to mobile games, but I also like console games as well. I just don't know how to film them. So, like, the NES, the Sega Genesis, I know all of these consoles. The SNES, I own one. Same with the PlayStation. Not a PlayStation 1, but I own a PlayStation. And then, like, the reference with continue at the end. Oh my god, it gets me geeked out so bad. Like, I am such a video game nerd, so, like, I love this level, and it's, without a doubt, the best level in Dancing Lion, and I could say that super confidently. I love this level so freaking much. But that is going to do it for today's special video, or extra video, guys. Based on the footage I already have edited, this is going to be around a 2-hour video, so have fun watching all of that, and yeah, have fun to my phone that's running out of storage space. So, see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully, I get this out on Wednesday, first of all. If I do, then see y'all tomorrow for a deeper dive on Mirror World, I believe. If I don't, then I hope you enjoyed my deeper dive on Mirror World. See you whenever.